So how can you balance maintaining good family ties while also protecting your child from extended family members who engage in haram behaviors? And you can include various situations in mind for non-Muslim extended family or secular Muslim extended family or even non-Muslim within the family, because we're having some questions like that as well.
Bismillah. I get this question often, and I think that this this dilemma might require us to be more proactive than we really want to be. Usually when there are family members that engage in haram behaviors, and these behaviors might, uh, frustrate my ability to, get close to them. It's because they've set the terms, right? This is a gathering that they've organized, and they also ordered the liquor. This is something that they've put together, and often the more practicing Muslims in the family just feel like they can't join. I can't join with you guys in that. I don't do that. I'm not into that. And if you really want the relationship, you may have to have the perspective of a da'i ilallah, of somebody calling to Allah, that maybe my family believes that you can only have a good time if you're drinking. I have members of my family that drink and smoke marijuana. And one thing that I've observed about, spending time with them is that when I have connected with them and we've gone, we've just had a good, wholesome, just like a good old fashioned, like a wholesome, good old fashioned good time. Let's go to the movies and then go get some ice cream. At no point are any strippers going to be involved, because I'm not into that. At no point is any alcohol going to be involved, because I'm not into that. At no point are drugs going to be involved, because I'm not into that. At no point are extramarital relationships going to be involved, because I'm not into that. Whenever we finish, ice cream, little conversation, go walk on the lake, talk, catch up. Whenever I drop, the cousin or the uncle or whoever off, they say, man, I had a really good time, man. That was really fun. And I can almost see kind of a childlike innocence shining through all of this negativity that they have, become accustomed to associating with the good time. Right, man, that was really fun, man. We went to the movies, some ice cream, just sat down and, caught up with your kids, and we talked about my kids. Man, that was really. I mean, if you call me again, man, I'm sure I'll be available. Now, that's a lot more difficult. That's a lot more. You have to be a lot more proactive to do that than to just, let them set the table and I just show up, because that table might be set in a way that I don't agree with.
Jazakumullah khairan, Sheikh Ubaydullah. Essentially, so in terms of this question then though, like how do you have that conversation, right? How did you initiate that type of hangout, that it would just be a movies, it would just be ice cream, it would just be a walk around the lake? How did you have that conversation that allowed them to just
I got the car keys. It's my, that's what I mean by I'm setting the terms of how we're hanging out. I invited you out. I picked up the tab, right? So if we sit down at the restaurant, you can't order alcohol because I'm paying, right? I'm not even going to go to a restaurant where they serve alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I'm setting the terms here.
And then if you do it enough times, if you do it enough times, they catch on.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of like, look, I invited you to come hang out with me, which means you have to hang out with me or connect with my children. I invited you to come spend time with our family, right? Because I want you to, spend time with your nieces, nephews. But this is our family. you do understand that you have to adhere to, the guidelines and the moral requirements of our family if you're spending time with our family. And most people understand that.
Yeah.
Most people understand that the one that extends the invitation, just like if a Hindu neighbor invites me to dinner, I don't expect that there's gonna be meat.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say, man, there's no meat. No,
Yeah.
I understood that I'm coming to your house. That you don't eat meat.
Yeah.